This week I'm going to be showing you how to start a business as a filmmaker. Hello, my name is Cade and this is DSLRguide. So as some of you may know, over the last year or so I've been doing a couple of paid film jobs and beginning to kind of start a very small production company. So I just wanted to take you through what some of the things I had to do in order to start that were, and some tips on how you can basically start making money off your films. So the kind of thing I'm talking about is freelance filmmaking. So not necessarily the indie film route where you're actually making narrative films, but just what are some really easy ways in which you can get started with being a professional and making some money doing something that is related to film. So I'm talking about promotional videos for small businesses, and I'm talking about weddings. Those are the two main ones. So the first thing you want to do is you want to create a demo reel. This is really important because it's essentially it's more important than your CV as a filmmaker, and it's pretty much just a little montage of all of your best shots. So throughout any projects you've done, you want to just pick the ones that have the best lighting, the best framing and composition, and are the most interesting subject matter, and you basically just want to put those into a little clip that's like less than 2 minutes, and which basically just says, this is how good I am as a filmmaker. So a couple of things to bear in mind with that is, obviously they need to be your absolute best shots, so you can update it quite regularly. And the other thing is the music you pick. I recommend to use music and keep it subtle, keep it so it's not really obtrusive, and I think having positive sounding music is pretty worthwhile. And then the other thing is I would recommend having sound. So although it's tempting to just kind of mute all the video and just have the music, adding that sound does help to just make it more full, just a little bit of ambience from wherever you happen to be filming. So you want it to kind of just show that you know how to use a camera, that you have a good eye for visuals, and that you have kind of got around and done a lot of impressive things as a filmmaker. So the next thing is you want to have your branding. So as a business, it's always good to have a name for your business, a website, and a logo, and stuff like that, so that your contact details and everything looks very professional and is continuous throughout your brand. So the first thing that I would recommend doing is creating a name and a logo. So for my little business I've got going, it's called Cade Visuals, pretty simple, and then I just have a very basic geometric logo, which I put together on GIMP, and the idea of that is that it's simple and I think it looks fairly professional, and that's the title of my website, which is the next thing I want to talk about. So the website is something which, if you're going to be a business, it's kind of essential that you have a website for your emails. It's fairly cheap and easy to do, but it's kind of expected. So I just did a very simple WordPress site, so I didn't need to know anything about coding or HTML, and it was very simple, just filling in the little blanks on a theme, and it does kind of the rest of the work for you. So it's very easy to do, doesn't take that long, and so my website has a little about me section, and it has a portfolio with a lot of my work, as well as my demo reel, of course, really clear. I put that at the front, and then I also have a contact form so that they can get in touch and talk about a project. So as well as your website, I think it's really important to have business cards. So I just designed these very quickly on GIMP, and they cost around £20, I think, for 150 or however many I've got here. And so they're fairly cheap, but again, it's kind of essential. People expect you to have a business card, and also, it just adds to the professionality of it, and easy to do and fairly cheap. Come in a nice little box. I got these from moo.com. They look very professional, and it's just always good to carry these around in case something pops up. and you know see a potential job, you can just give them a card and say, you know, contact me if you want to. So once you've got a website, business cards, and your brand, you're pretty much ready to start, you know, doing some freelance work. So I'd recommend that you do a couple of free projects before you get started with anything that you're actually earning money on, so you can just get an idea of what's going on, and you get a kind of just a bit of practice, and that is so it's not your first time. So a good place people start is doing weddings. Weddings are okay, but they can be a little bit difficult to come across as from a video perspective, because it's not quite the standard to have a video shot of your wedding. And the other thing is that because they are just they're not a business, they're a person, they can't actually pay you as much for your time. So the kind of general idea is that you can get more for your time working for a company or a business, because they have more funding essentially. So if you can, you want to go the corporate route and make some promotional videos for small businesses. So what I do is I just look for a company that doesn't have a video on their website, and contact them and just ask them if they want something to advertise their product or service, because you know, in today's day and age of the internet and YouTube and everything, it's kind of expected that that they have a video, because it just adds so much to them. So it's something that's really valuable to them, and because it's a business, you can actually charge, you know, a lot more than just a wedding, to make so that it's worth your time. So the idea with this is you basically just want to promote their business and do it in as interesting a way as possible. Looking for a story amongst their business is always a good way of doing it, and you know, that's just a broad range of what you can do, but that's a really good way of getting started, because you can actually be earning money doing filmmaking, which I think is pretty cool. And even if it's not what you want to do for the rest of your life, it's actually it's just a good way of getting some experience and getting started. So yeah, that's it. Hope this has been a helpful video, and I'll see you next time.